time is 11:05 a.m. Good morning. The news headline: 20 Nigerian soldiers killed in Frêsh Boko Haram ambush in Borno. The Nigerian military has repeatedly claimed that the insurgency has been largely defeated and frequently underplays any losses. About 20 soldiers have been yet again killed and several others missing after an ambush by militants from the Islamic State-backed faction of Boko Haram. The Islamic State West African province, ISWAP, formerly known as Jamaat al-Sunnah, lead Dawah wal-Jihad in the Mat area of Borno State. A military source told Sahara reporters that the attack took place in Mate town on Friday. According to him, the soldiers were on their way to Maiduguri, the state capital, before the terrorists struck at them, laying ambush. He also stated there was another ambush again on Friday. Ambush is the most difficult fight. We lost 20 soldiers. The ambush happened at Mate. The source added that 2 gun trucks were burnt and 2 others were stolen by the militants during the attack. He said that 2 gun trucks were burnt while the Boko Haram militants actually took the 2 others. The Boko Haram and its offshoots, Islamic State West African province, have killed thousands and displaced millions in northeastern Nigeria. The Nigerian military has repeatedly claimed that the insurgency has been largely defeated and frequently underplays any losses. In the past months, soldiers have been targeted by the insurgents. Hundreds of soldiers and officers have reportedly been killed by the ISWAP and Boko Haram terrorists since January 2021. Some soldiers were killed during the year when 2 explosive-laden vehicles rammed into a military convoy in Wulgo. The suicide bombers were identified as Abubakar al-Siddiq and Bana Jundula. The group also claimed 4 military vehicles which were destroyed. In February, about 20 soldiers were also killed in Malari, Borno State, by the insurgents. Sahara reporters gathered that the soldiers were on patrol to clear some Boko Haram elements in the area, following credible intelligence when they were ambushed by the group. And the news analysis is that another fresh ambush has been laid again in Borno State by the Islamic State West African province ISWAP and Boko Haram members, who have taken the lives of another 12 soldiers. And this was said to have happened at Maiduguri, the state capital, because the soldiers were on their way to Maiduguri actually before this ambush was laid for them, and they lost 20 soldiers. The ambush, which they says happened at Mate. I remember that just of recent, it was said that the Nigerian army had actually, gotten an MRAP to face the Boko Haram terrorists in that vicinity of Borno State, to make sure that they conquer them as well, because for quite a while now, it has been said that the Boko Haram member has been surrendering in their large numbers due to the heavy attack by the military forces in making sure that they are eliminated all round. The military source explained further that the identities of the soldiers killed in the ambush have not yet been ascertained, but those injured were given first aid treatment and rushed to the military hospital in Maiduguri, where they are currently receiving treatment after the ambush that had occurred early 8:30 a.m. along the Maiduguri road set by these Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists that attacked them while they were traveling to Maiduguri from Munguno. This also goes along with the early news that troops kill 6 ISWAP terrorists in Borno State and recovers weapons, which was actually as read that the terrorists are actually perpetrating a whole lot of evil acts in the Borno State, and the soldiers are also taking turns to look for ways and manners of which they are going to, revenge and overtake these ISWAP terrorists, and that is why of recent they were spotted to have been reloading their MRAP, which is their military vehicle, with the Nigerian Bigfoot mine-resistant ambush protected, going in Borno State, which is assumed to be that they seem quite ready to go ahead into the forest where these people had laid ambush for them earlier on, to make sure that they actually, overtake them and then subdue the ISWAP Boko Haram terrorists that had at the time set ambush for some of their people who lost their lives and some of them who are still at the medical facility receiving treatment, whereby the Nigerian army had said that the troops had also killed 6 suspected Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province members, which are the ISWAP, who were on espionage along Damboa and Bulabin Maiduguri Road. While it seems that the Boko Haram and the ISWAP are more of ambush on the Nigerian army, the army spokesperson Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu also disclosed at the time this year in a statement where he explained that the terrorists had always ran into a fighting patrol team at Kukawa and were neutralized at a particular point in time in the firefight that ensued with the troops. Nwachukwu said that the troops, under the aegis of Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Adenkai, had actually neutralized 4 terrorists on Wednesday, while troops of 195 Battalion, Sector 1, in conjunction with elements of civilian joint task at Dusma, Muna, Garage, Borno, killed other 2 ISWAP members, and according to him, 4 AK rifles and 4 magazines, each loaded with 30 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among others, were recovered from these terrorists. The statement reads as follows: the terrorists, who were on espionage along Damboa Bulabilin Maiduguri Road, ran into our fighting patrol team at Kukawa and were neutralized in the firefight that ensued with the troops. In a separate operation, troops of 195 Battalion, Sector 1, Operation Adenkai, in conjunction with civilian joint task at Dusmamuna, have eliminated 2 of the ISWAP terrorists, and in an ambush operation conducted and identified ISWAP terrorist crossing points at Musari village. The troops also captured and destroyed their logistics vehicle conveying assaulted goods and contraband items belonging to members of the terrorist group. An item recovered by the troops from the terrorist vehicle are 2 bags of hemp, cannabis sativa, 2 bags of detergent, 120 packets of mosquito coil, 12 mosquito nets, and 5 textile materials. Other items recovered are 2 bicycles, 2 bags of beans, a bag of corn, and some quantity of fish. And the senior military officer also noted that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, urged the troops to maintain their aggressive posture in order to root out the terrorists from their enclaves. And not long after this was when the ISWAP, actually, because this was actually around September 2nd, and that was when the ISWAP also around September 17th, not too long, actually laid an ambush for the said soldiers that were redeployed from their positions to another state, and they killed some after laying mines for them, and some were rushed to the hospital. And now yet, the soldiers have actually, revigorated their strength, and now they have been given a vehicle identified as mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicle. Thanks for listening. Good morning.